You know that feeling when you spend longer choosing a movie than actually watching one? So, I've put together 20 mystery thrillers that are actually worth checking out. Some are psychological, some are crime stories, some lean into horror, and a few are films you may not have heard of at all. You'll find movies available on Netflix, Prime Video, Tubi, and other platforms, although availability can depend on where you live. I'm keeping this completely spoiler-free, so I'll just give you the setup, what makes each movie interesting, and who it's best suited for. There are slow-burn mysteries, tense investigations, unreliable characters, strange disappearances, and a few films that become much darker than they first appear. So if you're looking for something better than randomly scrolling through streaming apps tonight, let's get into the list, starting with number 20. Number 20. Turnabout. After surviving a suicide attempt, troubled and self-destructive Billy Kane reaches out in the middle of the night to Perry, an old high school friend he has not seen for many years. Although Perry is now living a settled family life with his wife and child, he decides to leave home and drive out to help Billy. What begins as a simple rescue gradually turns into a tense and unsettling journey through the darker side of the night. Billy leads Perry into a world of addiction, reckless behavior, strip clubs, drugs, and dangerous people, forcing the two men to confront how differently their lives have developed. As the hours pass, Perry becomes increasingly trapped in situations he never expected to face, while Billy's unpredictable behavior keeps making the night more difficult and disturbing. George Catt gives the film a rough, unpredictable edge that helps its low-budget style work in its favor. The appeal here is the way the night keeps testing an old friendship without turning into a standard crime ride. It earns its spot because it feels grounded, uncomfortable, and focused on character damage rather than big twists or glossy set pieces. Number 19. Nancy. Nancy is a different kind of pick. This is a psychological mystery thriller that puts its mystery inside one woman's mind instead of using murders, detectives, or police investigations. Nancy, played by Andrea Riseborough, spends her life creating fake identities online and pretending to be people she is not. After losing her mother, Nancy comes across a couple whose young daughter disappeared 30 years ago. She starts to think there may be a personal link between them. She reaches out to the couple, but the film does not give easy answers about her claim. Nancy has lied many times before, so the couple has to decide how much of her story can be accepted. The main mystery is simple to explain, but difficult to judge. Is Nancy discovering something about her past, or building another story to escape her present life? The best reason to watch Nancy is its focus on identity. Many mystery thrillers ask who did something. This one asks who someone might be, and whether wanting an answer can become dangerous on its own. That makes it a strong choice for viewers who prefer character tension over action or procedural detail. Number 18. Keeper. Keeper is a strong pick if you enjoy films that make one place feel impossible to understand. This psychological horror mystery thriller follows Liz, a free-spirited artist who visits a remote cabin with Malcolm, the doctor she has been dating for 1 year. The movie keeps its main mystery around the cabin, Liz's disturbing visions, and the strange details she starts noticing during the trip. It does not give away the full picture early, so the story stays focused on questions instead of clear answers. You are left trying to understand whether the danger is connected to the place, the people around Liz, or something she cannot explain. Tatiana Maslany plays Liz, and most of the film depends on her performance. She carries the uneasy parts without turning the character into a typical horror lead. The movie spends more time on doubt, strange clues, and mental pressure than on loud attacks or simple shocks. Keeper may work for viewers who like psychological horror mystery thrillers with a remote setting and an unusual setup. It is best watched without reading too much about the plot, because the less you know about the cabin and Liz's experience, the more effective the mystery becomes. Number 17. Oculus. The main reason Oculus stands out is its central threat, an old mirror that may be affecting the people who look into it. 10 years after their parents' deaths, siblings Kaylee and Tim are still dealing with the damage left behind. Kaylee believes the mirror is connected to the tragedy, so she brings it back into the family home to prove what it can do. This is a psychological horror mystery thriller, where the mirror is not just sitting in the background. It becomes the main subject of the film, and the story keeps asking how much of what the characters see can be trusted. The movie moves between the siblings' present-day plan and memories from their childhood, giving the same family history different angles without explaining too much at once. Karen Gillan gives Kaylee a strong presence as a woman who has spent years trying to prove that she was not wrong about the mirror. Her focus gives the movie its main drive, while Tim brings a different view because he has spent years being told that his memories were not real. Oculus is a good choice if you want horror built around one object, family history, and questions about the mind. It has disturbing images and a mystery that stays connected to the characters. The less you know about the mirror before watching, the better the film works. Number 16. The Berlin File. In the Berlin File, the danger is not limited to one enemy. A North Korean ghost agent named Pyo Jong-sung gets caught in the middle of an illegal arms deal in Berlin, and soon several intelligence groups are trying to find out where he stands. This is an action mystery thriller with a strong spy film side, filled with secret deals, changing loyalties, and people hiding their real purpose. The film does not treat its characters like simple good and bad sides. Jong-sung is surrounded by agents who have their own orders, private plans, and reasons to keep information hidden. That makes the story more complicated than a basic chase movie. You have to follow the names, groups, and political links while the main character tries to stay alive and figure out who is using him. The production has the polished edge of a serious spy film, but it never lets style replace stakes. The action is staged with force, and the mystery keeps pushing the characters into tighter corners. I think The Berlin File deserves its ranking because its set pieces reveal strategy and character instead of pausing the story for spectacle. Number 15. Impedagore. The first warning in Impedagore comes from the people who live in Maya's ancestral village. She returns there with Dini because of an old property, but the villagers react to her like she has brought back a problem from the past. That reaction makes the village itself the first mystery. Maya has to learn why her family is connected to the place, and why local stories still matter. Tara Basro gives the character a practical, confused quality as she checks the house, listens to the villagers, and tries to separate facts from folklore. This is a folk horror mystery thriller with curses, family history, and disturbing images. It suits viewers who want Indonesian horror with a serious mystery and simple haunted house setup. Number 14. The Trials of Kate McCall. One appeal case gives Kate McCall a chance to return to legal work after her own problems damage her career. Her client says she was wrongly convicted, so Kate must test the evidence used in the original trial and find out whether the judgment was sound. The film spends time on records, testimony, and legal procedure. It does not make Kate's job easy, because her personal problems affect how people view her. The case matters professionally, but it also forces her to face the choices that pushed her away from the courtroom. The case also creates a useful contrast between what can be proved in court and what people believe outside it. Kate has to question witnesses. Number 13. The Whole Truth. The defense has one major problem. The teenager accused of killing his father is not giving his lawyer a clear account of the night. That leaves the attorney preparing a case, while the family's statements raise new questions about what happened inside the home. Keanu Reeves plays Richard Ramsey, who has to work through testimony, family history, and evidence that does not fit together easily. The courtroom is the main setting, but the mystery comes from the people connected to the accused boy, and the parts of their story they do not explain. The film keeps the father's death at the center without showing the whole case through one person's view. The lawyer must listen to the family, study the available proof, and prepare for a trial where one hidden detail could change the meaning of the case. The Whole Truth is a solid recommendation for viewers who like family secrets filtered through courtroom procedure. It does not need a huge list of suspects to create doubt. The film gets tension from hearing different versions of the same event and realizing that none of them fully closes the matter by itself. Number 12. Beyond the Neon. A video made for online attention puts a Las Vegas escort back in front of her sister. The sister recognizes her in a social experiment recorded by a YouTuber and his crew, opening a much more serious issue than the group expected to film. Joseph Saladino is part of the team behind the project. Cameras, interviews, and collected clips shape the film, while the search points toward human trafficking. The unusual part is that the people recording the material have to understand the danger behind the content they wanted to publish. The film's subject gives the footage a serious edge, since the people on camera are not simply characters in an online experiment. The crew has to deal with the gap between making content and finding evidence connected to a real missing person. Number 11. Europa Report. The crew of a private spacecraft records its mission to Jupiter's moon Europa from inside the vessel. The goal is to search for signs of life, but the film gives more attention to the crew's work than to large space battles or flashy science fiction action. Sharlto Copley appears as one of the astronauts. The camera format keeps the viewer close to the equipment, the mission schedule, and the limited contact with Earth. Far from home, small problems can affect the whole expedition, and no outside team can respond instantly. Sharlto Copley helps Europa Report feel like a serious mission rather than a fantasy adventure. This science fiction mystery thriller treats space exploration as procedure, risk, and teamwork, not as a backdrop for laser battles. I admire how grounded it feels next to louder space films. Curiosity drives the movie, while danger comes from distance, limitation. Dolores Claiborne. Selena returns home after news of an older woman's death brings her mother, Dolores, back into public attention. Their relationship carries most of the film's mystery, because both women are connected to memories that were never dealt with properly. Kathy Bates plays Dolores, a woman who has learned to defend herself without waiting for approval. The story moves between the current case and the family's past, showing why Selena has difficulty seeing her mother clearly. The investigation matters, but the mother and daughter remain the real focus. Selena's return is important because she is not only trying to understand the case, she is also trying to understand the mother she remembers. Dolores Claiborne has an adult seriousness that gives it lasting power. It is not chasing quick shocks or a rapid twist pattern. The film takes its time with mother-daughter conflict and the way a town can decide who someone is before the facts are fully known. That patient style makes the mystery feel personal. Number 9. Hell House LLC. Origins: The Carmichael Manor. The Carmichael Manor has a reputation connected to the unsolved murders of the Carmichael family. Internet sleuths enter the property to collect footage and look for useful clues, turning the house into both the location and the main piece of evidence. Bridget Rose Parada plays one of the investigators. The film uses recordings, interviews, old material, and rooms inside the manor to present the case. It does not explain the property's secrets at once, keeping the viewer focused on the material found by the group. The camera work gives the film a useful limit. The investigators cannot show the viewer the whole property at once, so small pieces of footage become important. That approach makes the manor feel like a place being examined instead of a background used only for scares. The reason this belongs in the top 10 is simple. The mystery and horror strengthen each other. The house has a past, the investigators have a purpose, and the footage gives the audience limited access. I enjoyed that combination because it makes the Carmichael Manor more engaging than a basic haunted house follow-up. Number 8. Poker Night. The unusual idea in Poker Night is that an investigator's old lessons may be more useful than his own plans. After being captured by a killer, he remembers stories told by senior detectives during their regular poker night. Bo Mershoff plays the young investigator, who has to compare those old cases with the danger around him. The film shifts between the poker stories and his attempt to survive, so the lessons become clues as well as background information. The main appeal is the link between advice and action. A lesson from an older detective may explain a pattern, but it cannot guarantee that the young investigator will use it correctly. The film has a pulpy edge, and that is part of its charm. Poker Night is not trying to be the most realistic detective thriller on this list. It works as a tense, twisty genre piece where training, instinct, and memory all matter under stress. That attitude gives it personality and keeps it moving. Number 7. Veronica Mars. Veronica Mars has a new career plan in New York, but one case sends her back to Neptune. Logan asks for help after being accused of murder, and Veronica agrees to look into the case even though she had already left private investigation behind. Kristen Bell returns as Veronica, using sharp questions and old connections to check the accusation. The case brings her back to former classmates and people tied to her earlier life. The film gets its appeal from the character's history as much as from the mystery itself. The movie also understands that private investigation is part of Veronica's identity. Not just an old job, her return gives her a case to solve, but it also puts her beside people and memories she had chosen to avoid. That balance keeps the film personal without making it too serious. One thing I liked was how naturally the mystery fits with the comedy and character drama. Veronica Mars has enough suspense to keep the case interesting without becoming overly dark. Personally, I think that lighter tone gives it an appeal that some of the heavier thrillers on this list do not have. Number 6. The Devil All the Time. Several troubled lives meet in a post-war backwoods town filled with corruption, religious abuse, and violence. The film follows Arvin Russell as he grows up among adults whose beliefs and crimes shape the people around them. Tom Holland plays Arvin, but the story gives attention to the wider group connected to him. It is not built around one investigation. Its main interest comes from the way crime, family damage, and personal beliefs affect people across the same community. Its backwoods setting gives the film a closed community where private actions can affect people far away from the original crime. Arvin's story gains force from that connection because the adults around him have already shaped the rules he is trying to live by. Antonio Campos adapts Donald Ray Pollock's novel with a strong sense of place and period. The film is darker than many mystery thrillers because it is less about one case and more about a region shaped by harm. That wider view gives the story force without needing constant twists. Cruel choices feel frighteningly ordinary here. Number 5. The Conjuring, The Devil Made Me Do It. A murder trial takes a supernatural direction when the defense claims that the accused was affected by demonic possession. Ed and Lorraine Warren investigate the claim, looking through witnesses, records, objects, and locations connected to the case. The film gives the Warrens a mystery that reaches beyond one haunted house. Vera Farmiga plays Lorraine Warren, who uses her visions while searching for evidence that can support what the defense is saying. The supernatural claim gives the story a clear question for the Warrens. Can they find enough proof before the legal case moves beyond their reach? The investigation stays connected to the accused person, while also opening a wider paranormal mystery. The legal angle gives this entry a useful difference from earlier Conjuring films. The movie has familiar franchise ingredients, but the idea of possession being linked to a murder defense makes the mystery more active. That procedural shape helps it stand out, even if some scare scenes feel close to the series' established habits. Number 4. Horse Girl. Sarah likes horses, crafts, and supernatural crime shows, and her daily life follows a familiar routine. The problem is that her dreams start affecting the way she understands ordinary events. The movie leaves the cause of that change open for much of its running time. Alison Brie plays Sarah, so the viewer stays close to her point of view. Her interests influence the way she explains new events, while people around her see changes that Sarah does not understand in the same way. The film's uncertainty works because Sarah does not see herself as a typical horror character. She is trying to make sense of personal experiences using the interests and stories already familiar to her. Jeff Baina's film stands out because Sarah is not written like a typical thriller lead. Her interests, habits, and fears shape how she processes strange events. That makes the mystery feel specific to her instead of pasted onto the plot. It is odd, sad, and compelling without becoming showy just to seem strange. Number 3. Echo Valley. Kate runs a horse farm while dealing with a personal loss. Her daughter Claire arrives needing urgent help, and Kate has to decide how to respond before she knows all the facts behind the request. Julianne Moore plays Kate, whose role as a mother drives the film. The farm keeps the story close to the family, while hidden information and personal history make the request harder to handle. The movie focuses on what Kate is willing to do for Claire, without giving away the later results. Kate's work with horses also gives the film a practical setting, far from a busy city or police office. She has space around her, but that does not make the family problem easier. The focus stays on the choices made inside the farm and the secrets brought there. Echo Valley is a strong pick for viewers who like mysteries rooted in parent-child tension. The crime element matters, but the real draw is watching someone weigh fear, love, and uncertainty under severe stress. That gives the film a powerful personal hook and makes its place near the top feel completely reasonable. Number 2. The German Doctor. A polite German doctor joins an Argentine family traveling to Patagonia. He appears interested in the family and their new life, but his identity is connected to a disturbing period in history. The family does not know the full truth about the man staying close to them. Alex Brendamule plays the doctor with a calm, educated manner that makes his presence uncomfortable without needing loud behavior. The film watches his contact with the family and his interest in the children, keeping the historical danger close to an ordinary domestic setting. The family setting makes the doctor's presence more disturbing because his behavior can look ordinary, while his background is anything but ordinary. The film uses small details and historical knowledge to create concern without explaining his full identity in the opening scenes. Number 1. A Simple Favor. Stephanie and Emily look like complete opposites from the outside. Stephanie is a single mother who shares parts of her daily life through her vlog, while Emily is stylish, private, and difficult to understand. They meet through their son's school, and their friendship gives Stephanie access to a world she normally would not see. Emily's disappearance is the event that makes Stephanie look closer at the life her friend kept away from everyone. Anna Kendrick plays Stephanie as someone who is friendly, curious, and more observant than people expect. She knows how to talk to others because of her online work, but Emily gives her very little personal information. After Emily cannot be reached, Stephanie checks the people, places, and details connected to her. The search stays personal because Stephanie is not only trying to locate a missing friend, she is trying to understand who Emily really was. The reason this ranks first is simple. A Simple Favor is one of the most entertaining films in the lineup. Paul Feig brings a glossy comic touch without letting the crime mystery lose shape. The movie moves quickly, looks polished, and stays twisty without becoming exhausting. That mix of accessibility and bite is harder to pull off than it sounds. And that's the list. Hopefully, you found at least one mystery thriller you hadn't seen before, or maybe something new to add to your watch list. My number one pick was A Simple Favor, but I'd love to know which movie you would put at number one. Have you seen any of these, and is there a mystery thriller you think deserves a spot on the list? If you enjoyed the video, consider leaving a like and subscribing for more movie recommendations. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.